Hi, everybody. Welcome to Self Improvement. My name is Vivianne Tran. Today, guest, we have Nicola Do. Nicholas is the creator of Quantum Movie. He is here to share with us some information about Quantum Movie, what is Quantum Movie, and how you could use Quantum Movie to change your life. Thank you, Nicholas, for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me here.
Nicholas is a very special person for me. I've reached out to Nicholas with his Quantum Movie for my healing journey. Nicholas has helped me so much with the movie I Am Heal. Nicholas, can you tell me a little bit about your past and how you come across and got to do what you love now, Quantum Movie?
Sure. My name is Nicola Do. I was born in France. My parents are Vietnamese, and I lived there for about 16 years. And then I came to America at 16. And I started my journey in the American dream, pretty much. You know, we have always had that dream, one dream as a teenager. Mine was to come to America and try to make it because my parents were poor, no money. So I figured that the only way for me to be different is to make money on my own. And the only way I found possible was going to America because at 16, that was the only place that allowed you to work at 16. At 16. In France, it's 18. So I really saw the opportunity there when my dad actually got to go to America because my parents got divorced. So my dad came and moved with my grandmother. And this is how I ended up coming to America and living with my dad and my grandmother. But at 16, I just decided to leave because I was not happy where they were, and I was ready to live on my own. So I started working right away. Like I think a month after I got off the plane, I was about to get a job in a warehouse, and I was happy because I was starting making money already. And I started that way. But my parents were told me to go to college, so I went. And I liked computer engineering, so I went for computers. By that time, I didn't really know what I wanted. It seemed like a right career because you make a lot of money, and I like computers, so why not? Because I feel like everybody as a teenager, we don't know what we want. We just go for what makes the most money, or what our parents tell us to do. So I went for computers. But 4 years later, I couldn't get a job because like I was on my own already, so I had to actually work while going to school. So I couldn't get an internship to actually work for a big company. So after college, I was out of job. So I was like, what can I do? And all I knew was doing nails, which is like something that every Vietnamese do in America. I feels like, you know. So I was fortunate to have this outlet to actually do nails while going to school. So I learned the industry. And so after college, I was like, oh, I know is nails. So how about I open a nail salon? So that was my first business as an entrepreneur because I hate actually doing nails. Doing it, I hated it. But being an entrepreneur was like, hey, this is different. I can do what I want and be my own boss and have people work for me. So it was a good idea, and I loved it. And I really used my energy and everything to make this business successful. And this is how I started the journey of my first business was a nail salon. And after years and years, I opened more and more. And I started doing different things too with everything related to the beauty industry. I did also some construction for remodeling nail salon or building a new nail salon because people actually liked the way my salon was designed and structured, so they were interested. So I started doing that for on the side, and it was fun. So everything I did was about 15 years in the beauty industry until we decided to make it bigger. Was the next step was to open a beauty school because the idea was awesome. Was I'm gonna train those students just the way I want it so that they can come and work for me in my nail salon. So the idea was perfect, but I didn't think far enough. Like, okay, this is actually a school. It's not a nail salon. It operates differently. So I didn't know that. So the story was when it came to inspect us the first day, the lady that inspected us told us, "You guys know that you guys will make no money for 3 years, right?" I was like, "Why? Why is that?" She told us that in order for a school to make money, you have to have financial aid, which takes about 3 years to get with the application. And we didn't know that. So the first 3 years, we actually like put all money out into the school and try to keep it afloat. But after 3 years, it's like we had to sell it, and and everything was just coming down. But it was a good thing that actually happened because I was never happy going to the nail industry or beauty industry. I just got dragged into it because I had no other ways or to make money. So, but after doing it for 15 years and the school going down, I was like, this is a perfect opportunity again for me to change who I am again. Because I did it once before coming from France to America. I became an American person. I was a French boy, a Vietnamese French boy. Now come to America, I try to fit in and try to be an American boy now, an American Vietnamese boy. So it was always trying to adapt and fit in. And I feel it was hard. That's why I feel also after 20 years being in Ohio, I started to not fit in with the people there no more. I started to be depressed and I started to feel the same way I felt when I left France, when I felt those feeling of I'm at the bottom again, you know, it's time to change because you just feel those, you're doing the right thing, but you're not happy. You just don't feel happy. So I just decided to change over, you know, I just come to California, but this time focus on what I want to do, you know, and really focus all the energy that before I invested in businesses, use that energy instead on myself this time to self-develop myself and really find who I am, what I like to do, what I love, and just try everything I always wanted to try as a kid. And I did. I came here, I saved up money to last me for a year so that money wasn't an issue for rent and anything else. I was okay because I figured that if I don't have to worry about rent and all the payments, I'm fine. So that's what I did. And I came and I just started doing everything that I really want to do. I started doing yoga, reading books. I hated books because I was always not good in school. But with the invention of audibles, you can just listen to a book, change everything, you know. With that, I started trying it and I liked it. And I started reading one book and each week started reading a new book because they always say leaders are readers. So it's like, okay, if those leaders are reading books, there's a reason why. I'm gonna start doing it now. I'm on the bottom right now. Why not change everything and change it for the better? So I started reading books, learning about all those things, and it's been this process now between 2 years of really developing myself to the better version of myself, be who I can be, but also helping others understand that it's possible to change. That we're not stuck in one spot. If we are stuck, it means that there's nowhere our soul wants to be. We just gotta understand that and just take that as a sign and just, okay, let's change our life again and be happy because we can all be happy. It's not our birthright. But sometimes with the distraction and everything that's fed to us, we forget what we actually want to do. And I got fortunate that I had failed businesses to make me realize that, to really change my life around. And now what I'm doing is just using what I like to do, which is making videos, which I never knew I was good at until reading those books. They always tell you to find your passion, right? I never knew what my passion was. So I started trying different things and I just saw that video was something that I enjoy. Always loved watching movies as a kid and it was always my passion as a kid, but I kind of forgot about that I love movies. And now I'm like, okay, I'm back into it. I just feel that joy again, like as a kid, you know, watching those movies for the first time and being happy. And this is what my passion is now, is to make videos that can give people emotions and take them to a different journey, and also by changing their mindset and helping them get better instead. So sending videos actually good for you, good brainwashing instead of feeding the news, the bad news, negativity, and bad things that we don't need, right? So why not feed our mind good things? And this is my life now, just making videos that way and sharing what I can do.
What is quantum movie and how do you make them?
Quantum movie is a tool that's designed to help you visualize your future, or the vision of your future, and also change the way you are by feeding you affirmation and things that you actually want to achieve. So it's like a vision board, but like with visual instead. And by combining all those elements, it makes you see your future better. It's more tangible, so you actually know what you want. So it helps you achieve them faster and give you a reminder of what the goals are. And I learned from a book from Dr. Joe Dispenza. In there, it talks about mind movies, and this is what I started using for myself. I started using mind movies for myself because I really love the concept, and I was like trying to experiment it on myself. seeing if this thing works. Because I was skeptical in the beginning, like everything else. I was like, let me try it. Let's see if it works. And I did it. And seeing the benefit in the mind movie that I created, I realized that if it worked for me, I'm pretty sure more people can enjoy it and also help them. So I put on YouTube and people actually liked it. And I still continue doing that now, just making videos for them each time and put on YouTube and help as many people as I can by just making a mind movie, a quantum movie at a time.
What made you create Quantum Movie?
I created quantum movies after reading Dr. Joe Dispenza's book, learning about the concept of a mind movie, which is the tool that helps you manifest your dream future. Because at that point, after coming to California, I was in the beginning. Pretty much, I was a student. I was like, hey, let me start my life over, and it was the perfect timing for this tool to come out. It's like something that's gonna help me actually map what my new version is gonna be. So I use it to my benefit and say, okay, and it actually helped me to actually map it to where I wanted to live or the the emotion I wanted to change, and it worked. I really feel different after 2 years. I can tell you I'm a different person because in the book it also said that we change all the time. Our body is never the same. Each year we're a new person. Every cell changes. So as long as you repeat in your mind and believe it, the cells that you believe in are going to change as well. Are going to change who you are, change your habit, change your beliefs. All of those are changeable, and I know that it works because I've done it. A lot of people have done it with Dr. Joe, all his students. There's so many testimonials about success stories about people changing completely, right, and healing from like injuries or healing from different from illnesses. It's all in the mind, and that is what I really, after reading his book, it really got me to really dig deep into the science of the mind, because I was so fascinated into that we all make our life difficult by just thinking the wrong things, and just by rewiring the way we think, we can just be happy. But we need a tool for that, and I felt that quantum movie was the tool for this, that there was nothing out really. So I felt like it was my purpose to try to make this project come to life. Also, like we grew up, like I did in the 90s, and I love MTV, like these music videos. I love watching those over and over. It was good. It was short. It has a story, and the music was there. And I remember those still. If I just put the song on, I'll remember the footages in the music video. It actually works.
Mm.
And it's like, and this is why I'm trying to take that aspect of MTV music videos and make it newer now, because people don't even make music videos like they used to. I feel like people don't watch those no more. Thing has changed, right? But people our generation still like those, I feel, and watching something like that can take us back to those happy moment, happy feeling from being a teenager watching those movies, those music videos. So I feel like you're gonna help also elevate your state.
Every creator has learned from somebody at first. Who was the teacher figure for you?
Let's see. Well, I really like Jason Silva. I don't know if you heard of him. He actually make videos and he talks on camera. The message that he delivers and the way he was doing his videos really inspired me. So I actually saw him before, well, right after I started making my mind movies. There was an event and I got to see him talk, and I was like, hey, this is awesome. I really like what he does, and he really inspired me to make videos the same way, that inspires, that make people question. And yeah, so that was one of them that create that kind of movie that I like. Yeah.
I noticed I Am Rich, the original one. Is there a
Yeah.
reason why you changed the second one? Did you?
Yeah, because I mean, that one was actually a request. Somebody wanted to use that song. It was like some customer from France, and he loved that song. So I was like, can you put that song in there? So in the beginning, it was not really my type of music too, but it's like, yeah, I can make it work. That's why I got a comment after that, people telling me that, hey, I don't like the song too. So later on, I decided to put a different song in there and change a little bit of different things to make it more like, what I liked instead. So I changed some images. But the first one, original one, was mostly made for a client that wanted kind of like that. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
It's really creating an app that is going to create the same exact type of video that I have on YouTube, because I feel like this is what people like already. So why change it? So it's going to be the same thing, but easier. You can be able to like find exactly the clip you want and just put together the music in the sync too, and also put your own music if you like to. But all the music that I already put on my YouTube, I have a license for it. So there will be available on the app as well. And you can also upload your own music if you need to. But that's the beauty of it. And really, I want to make this like the best app possible, so everybody can talk about it and tell me exactly what they want, what they want added. We can always, we're still in the beginning stage, so run is the best part. It's like we all together on this, so we can actually design it and have all everybody's ideas, and we can vote on it, whatever it is, because the goal is way to have this go global, right? Everybody can use it in a word, a different language, and so I need to hear from the community what language we need and go from there.
Where do you draw your inspiration from?
It's my inspiration. It all depends. I mean, for the visual, I filmmakers that I follow on YouTube. Actually, when I first started, I looked for filmmaker on YouTube, and I found some that I really like. He was younger too, and I really like his story and his delivery of the message, because he's real good but real humble, and he just there to share what he learned and to with people. And I really liked it, and I took his course. And I just learned like the basic camera thing and all the technique that he was explaining, and applying myself and playing with it. So this is how I started my journey in filmmaking. And after that, just watching different people and working. And now I'm looking into movies more. I'm looking at like the big cinema movies, how they actually do the scene, and really analyzing that, because I feel like it's my next step. I want to make it even better. So we can always improve. So this is what I'm doing now, is looking for that, but also inspiration wise, before the affirmation is all the book I read. When I hear a message or something that really I can really connect with, I like to put it in there. And also I like to make quantum movies for people that need, for example, healing, that have requests for, and I just make it for people like that way. So I like to do that as well. But inspiration wise is pretty much from everyday life, my life, and what I read, what I listen to. Is gonna everything that connects to the soul, I'm gonna share that one, but not the bad one.
Describe your average viewer for us.
Average viewer, um, I would say is somebody that really need help. I feel they're spiritual. I feel everybody's spiritual. They understand life, and but there's something that bothers them, and I feel most of the time is either a money issue, that they want more money to make them happier, and buying things that they might think that makes them happier. Better house, love is a big one too. Health and spirituality. That's a basic one. But the thing, the story is always the same. It's the same. We all connected. Every time I create a new one for a client, I can see that I can actually use it for myself too. It's magical. That's why I feel the app's gonna be awesome too, because once you create a mind movie for yourself and you upload to our website, to a community, you're gonna help other people as well, and they're gonna do the same thing. So it's gonna be like you're helping you, but helping the other person as well. So it's magical, and it's gonna repeat itself, because we're only gonna have good things in the app. There's no negativity, so it's gonna be hard to create something negative and put it out there. So most of this will be positive, and this is the goal: is to just put positivity out in this format for people to watch and learn and change. Get information. Everybody's different. That's why we shouldn't judge how we get the information. It can be to reading, to listening, to talking to somebody. As long as you get the message, that's what matters. Get the concept and get that aha moment. Right? I get it. That's the best part. Life is all about those. There's so many of those aha moments, but a lot of time we don't know. But when it's there, we start to find one. There's more. Like books that I read, for example, I do have different authors that I like, but each of them is like related. It's still the same kind of a subject, and yeah, you have to really expand your knowledge, because there's so many people out there that know so much, and they make books, and it's for us to read, and that way you just get all that knowledge in like a week instead of 10 years. So after knowing that about books, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna read everybody that I like, everybody successful, and just copy everything they do. And this is what I've been doing. A lot of modeling, like modeling people that do things and try it for yourself. Like morning habits. Try the one that you like, the one that resonate with you, and just try it for 1 month. It's what I always do. Give myself those challenges, 1 month challenge. I love those. It's like 1 month, 30 days, do 100 push-up, and I do it. And after 30 days, it continued, or you keep it. And giving those challenges pushes you to try different things and grow. Because a lot of time we don't give it those challenges and we just stay where we are, right? So that's why we learned to develop myself, and everybody can. We can always grow.
Mm.
We're too comfortable.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
once you start to grow, it's never ending,
Mm.
right? You just want to grow more, right?
Do you have some example of quantum movie actually changing somebody's life?
I have a guy that did his mind movie in the beginning. His name is Mason. He's on my channel. After maybe 3 months, he wanted another one already because actually I accomplished some stuff in there and was some big stuff too. He wanted to meet the billionaire who he met and different like money deals that he wanted to get that was coming along, and he wanted to make another one. So I did. I made another one for him as well. And yeah, I did some couple for some people, like more than one. So I feel like I actually work for them. But that's the one that I actually heard from. Then there's you. Then yeah, there's me too. All the ones that I made for myself, a lot of those came through. It's pretty interesting. Even if when I watched my first mind movie, is pretty good. Like the place I live in right now is similar. It's crazy. Like the kitchen I have, the faucet, the bathroom.
Mm.
It's crazy how I actually manifested what I really wanted, and it works for a lot of people.
With the mind movie, it has helped me consciously because when the alarm ring, I was able to get up, which, I'm not a morning person before as well. And I was able to get up at 3, 4, and actually enjoy doing the meditation as well. I wasn't doing it for the sake of it. With your mind movie, when a clients come to you for getting, videos done, what other sort of step that they, do they give you the affirmation or do you help them the process?
Usually they give me the affirmations, and then they tell me what they like too. They submit what their vision is. That way I know what they want. I can try to find the images for that. And and then sometimes the music too. Sometimes people really have a song they love, so that's why I also like to get this. If they have a song they like, it's better. That way I can actually use the song as a base and find the footages and make it flow a little easier. Because it's important for the music. In the music, we had to flow well with the images and everything else. But mostly it's the affirmation that I need, and then what is that they want. And when I have those ideas, I can just create one for them.
Mm-hmm.
The app will make it easier. The app will have categories already, so you can just click on the categories you need and just pick your own that way. And the app we're gonna make it so easy that a 60-year-old person that knows his computer can actually do it. Three easy step. That's why I want to do it. User friendly that anybody can make their own mind movie as easy as possible.
So we can do it on the laptop computer or on our phone, iPad, any device that we can create our own.
Yeah. First, it will be probably depending on how much, how the funding works out. But we'll get the one for the computer first, for a web base. But
Mm-hmm.
the goal is to have it on anything, that you can use the iPad or iPhone, Android, and just create your own movie from there. And the site will have also a free one, so it's gonna be like all the one that's already on YouTube. People can just go on there and watch them too. It's gonna be a good app. I'm excited.
Any plan for the future of quantum movie?
Like I think it's pretty limitless. It's gonna go far until I don't know how halfway it's gonna go, but I just know it's gonna do good, and just still gonna do until I'm stop being passionate about, which I feel like it's not gonna happen. Yeah.
It's good.
But I think the next step though, I think is gonna be like making a movie. I always want to make a movie, like I told you before. So something similar, but in a larger scale, like a movie that's gonna impact people, that maybe let them understand what life is about and make it inspiring. So that'd be the next step. I feel too, like a quantum real movie. The thing I always trust what the universe gives me. Like everybody that contacts me, I don't question it. Something good for it, to create something good for mankind. And
What is it like for you when you're creating this movie?
I'm in a happy state. I'm in bliss. I'm in flow state. This is the state we all want to be. A state of flow is when time just flies. It just melts away. You don't even know what time it is. When I do one, I just do it and I watch the clock. It's been 4 hours and I'm happy. After I'm done too, I'm happy. The state stays there. That's why you know you're in doing something you're passionate about, and when you're in flow state. And this is what people have to do when people say, what's your passion? And you don't know, you got to see everything you do that gave you that feeling, that makes you just do it all the time without complaining about it. That is your thing. And just find that and just make it better. And this is how you find your passion. I didn't know what it was before until I started making videos. I was just stuck doing it and happy doing it. But yeah, everything takes time to learn though. But you will have to find the one thing that get you that joyful feeling. And this is how my movies, like creating my movies, make me feel.
Is there any kind of movie or any idea that you love to release, but you haven't had or you haven't been able to do just yet?
Yeah, I feel like right now, the past couple of years, I create a lot of, movies for adults, right? Now I want to really focus on the children, like, like all the things that we go through, because when we start to train the children mind at an early age, this is how going to make them grow to become a better person. So I really want to focus now on starting early and try to make mind movies or quantum movies that actually going to be enjoyable for kids to watch and help them train their mind and just make them realize that they are perfect the way they are, right? That they don't have to change anything. If there's something's wrong with them, it's nothing wrong with them. It's just that they haven't learned the right way, or it's life. And this is what I want to do now, is really focus on kids. This is what the next step will be. We're going to see more mind movies, quantum movie for kids. Everybody has a different life, different purpose. People are meant to be in school, to be smart, to be a doctor. Some are meant to be an artist and share the gift with the world and sharing the same message, helping others somehow. And just finding that one thing that person needs, that kid needs. But it's hard because everybody don't know. But if we start young, we can find that. That's why all the people that are successful, they started young. They find something they really love doing and just kept at it. Kept at it and just became good at it. And this is how they became successful, channeling that energy into something good that they actually enjoy doing. I think the goal is to help the kid find that, but it's really let them experiment and not judge them and just accept them for who they are, and that everybody grow differently. But
What promotions channels do you use? Do you have any social media account?
so we're on YouTube right now and Instagram. Hashtag is Quantum Movies. We also have TikTok now, but I don't really know how to use it yet, but it's coming along, and to spread the message in there too. But I feel like I gotta reformat the videos to make it look more appealing, because I try to just recycle my movies and put on TikTok, but I don't really like it. I feel like it doesn't really show the real meaning of the mind movies that way. So we don't want to try to find a different way to make it better. So that's still gonna happen. Facebook, we have a page there too, and we'll probably do the forum too, the community there. And that's about it for now.
Did quantum movie affect your life?
Yeah, quantum movie affected my life in a lot of ways, in good ways and bad ways. The bad ways was actually, well, I saw the silver lining in it, because I broke my arm, right? And I broke it after I made a movie on healing, because it was interesting. Because I couldn't relate with pain before for people that's suffering, that get injuries. I was just like, it's okay, it doesn't hurt. Because couldn't know. I didn't know. I didn't have anything to compare it to. And after making it after a week, I feel like I manifested getting hurt. Like the universe told me, okay, fine, here, you're gonna get hurt. That way you'll be able to relate with those people. And when I got hurt, I actually saw as a sign. I didn't complain. I was just like, why, this is what it is. And I really try to get everything going without complaining, because I can't do anything. It's gonna heal, but I understand it's gonna heal, but it's gonna take time, it's gonna hurt. And like I put in the movie, it was interesting. Like, healing's an art, it takes time, patience, and love. And I really used that movie for myself to heal in the process. It helped me. And it was interesting that I created that movie a week before, and I can use it, So it was interesting, and it helped me. And after that, it's been 6 weeks since this happened, and it's feeling good. I mean, I have motion is coming along, and I feel like it's coming back. It's healing, not pain. It's not too bad, but it's just being positive and not complaining. And I didn't take medicine either. I really want to do it without taking some medicine because I didn't want to mess with my mind and my brain and make me depressed from taking pain medicine. Because I felt like if we can control our pain, is that no pain medicine, then we don't need it. So then we'd be fine no matter what happened. You know, unless it hurt real bad, which I did in the beginning, the first couple of days, I did take something because it was the most painful thing after surgery. But I managed, you know. I was by myself too, just my dog and me, and I managed to take care of myself and just be calm and just live life and just take one day at a time. I was always thinking to myself, okay, tomorrow's gonna hurt, but let's see if we can make it to the day. That's it. Every day was like that. And I try to go a bit early so that the day goes by quicker. And I did that for the first week, and yeah, now so 6 weeks later, back to normal. So that's why I feel like everybody can heal. We just gotta think that we can heal. If I was thinking differently, like I'm the victim, I'm always hurt, you know, then I'll probably still be hurting right now, right? And be negative and unhappy. But instead of that, I'm actually happy. I found the good things in it, you know. And this is what you're supposed to do. It's always a learning lesson from the universe or from God. It's like you're not invincible. You can still get hurt and live life. It really makes you connect when you get hurt too, to be more present, because before you had all this thing you're doing, but once you get hurt, you're just stuck. Everything stops. Your life changes a little bit there because everything has to change, and it makes you realize that life is limitless. I mean, it's limited, you know, and we really have to enjoy our life here and not complain or living our life in the future or the past, because things can happen. You know, that could have been worse. That could have been gone, maybe. I don't know. So we don't enjoy every day as is the last day, pretty much, because you don't know. And now I feel grateful that this happened to really teach me that, you know, even if it was a bad thing they broke, I learned something. And I'm not gonna break anything else now. I'm good. Got the lesson, you know.
That's the main thing, that people in any situations, we need to see it in a different view. We need to be positive about it. And once we be positive, our mind think different and it shift us.
Yes.
And we don't feel as sad or depressed
Yeah,
as if
because
we
yeah, it's the
negative.
thinking that makes the emotion, right?
They said it's
So
all started from the brain and how
yeah,
powerful it is. And it's not something that's only spiritual, but even psychologists, they look into that as well. And people need to do their research more, because there's a lot of like, you know, like work that they do scan now that they can see the different when people meditate or when people think happy or positive. A lot of your mind movie, it makes people feel happier. You were saying before, we're not invincible. You created I Am Invincible. So how did you got that concept?
that one actually came from another client. It was her mind movie, and she wanted to heal. This is why I put at the end. Actually, I added that one. I am invincible. But the funny part too was after I added that, she told me that it was one of her affirmations that she wanted to add too, but she didn't put it in there. So it was perfect, and it was just there. It just made sense, you know, because we are invincible. We can heal ourselves, you know. Every time I see a problem that I need to change for myself or others, you know, I want to make one. Like for example, I made one for smoking cigarette. I don't smoke cigarette, but I know it's a bad thing and it's a habit that can be broken. So I made a video for that so people can stop smoking to help them. You know, one for people that eat food too much. So I made one for that. Food addiction. You know, so there's a cure for that because we have so many things in the world that limit us or that make us feel sad or bad, but it's all about the mind. So just changing our mind can solve all those issues, I feel, you know. So it's nice just finding the problems and try to make a video for it and see if that helps or not. I mean, it might not help for everybody. It's not a magic pill. It's not a magic video, but you might put a seed somewhere and change your mind a little bit. That's what it can do. Today, you still have to put action into it.
The mind movie works with the subconscious mind. That's what it does. While you're watching the mind movie, it helps you to be able to achieve your goal. You actually go out there and be able to do the task. Can you explain a little bit more? Because for me, I could understand that I can't just watch the mind movie and lie in my bed and do nothing. I watch it and it motivates me to be able, when the alarm ring, I can get up, and then it motivates me to do different things. So a lot of things I do, it does relate back to the mind movie, but the mind movie, it's not a pill, like you said. It's not a pill, and you can't just do it and then lie in bed and just watch YouTube all day and expect your life to change. It helps you to be able to motivate you and get you up and do things. So can you
Yes.
explain a little bit more the concept behind it and how it has helped you?
So pretty much how I saw it was to putting the thing you want, but also put the thing you're not good at, or you are bad at, or you want to change that are not good. Because it's really to know yourself first, really. Cause we all know what good we are, what things we're good at, and things we're bad at that we need to change. So the quantum movie helps you do that. It's just putting, addressing those areas that are lacking, and just showing you in that video that, hey, this is our dream, this is what we're supposed to be like, not what we are right now. And by watching every day is going to help you decide that, hey, we need to change this. So it's really to give you that map of the future, the vision of the future, that sometimes we forget what it is. We take our flaws, right? Sometimes we don't want to acknowledge that we not good at something. We think we're good at everything, right? But it's way to understand that nobody's good at everything. Everything takes time to learn, and just to think that way now. Everything we don't not good at it, we can be good at it. We just gotta take time. Like I learned so many things that I was not good at before that I could never do before. I learned how to sing, and I can sing a little bit. I can hold a tune, because before everybody wants to do karaoke, and I suck at singing. I can never sing. So I was like, let me change this. Let me learn how to sing. And it was good. It actually helped me be more happy and joyful, because singing is a good act of doing. And I didn't do that before because of my language. I could never sing in English because it was never in tune or never sounded right. But now I don't care, because I know that everything can be learned. And I did. I started in classes every week and getting better at it. And it's going to improve. But it's that thing. It's learning that, to know that we can learn everything that we're not good at, and just doing it. The mime, like that's why movies and videos been such a impacting medium since it came out. People realize that music and everything really get us to focus and to get distracted from the ego. And this is when you get all those stuff in subconscious, and you're learning and you're just absorbing, because you just hypnotize pretty much. And that's why it works so well, because of time we have too much distraction. And this is how we can learn the thing we want.
For your mind movie, do you have an options where you would go out to the company and film them and add into the mind movie? And if so, how does that work with the mind movie? Do you think that will be a lot more stronger? And have you done that before?
Yeah, this is an option that can be done, is adding the company, the CEO, and also the employees in the mind movie itself, so that people can actually see it, and then also changing things around and seeing the goals that need to be attained. For example, we need to reach 5 million, right? We just put 5 million and have people celebrating like they actually already got that deal, and just good music, and just have them watch that every day. Yeah, people actually manifested the deal and got what they wanted by just training the mind that, hey, we already got it. And it pushes people to actually get that goal. So it's doable to just put people in the mind movies.
You have a client that come to you twice. He's a business person, and with his goal he has achieved. Can you talk a little bit about that particular two mind movie that you did, and what sort of things that he was asking for that he achieved in the mind movie?
Okay. So he's a business person that is a American guy that lives in China now. And he really wanted to meet a billionaire and be around billionaires. And so he made a first mind movie about that, and also the things that he wanted to change. And within 3 months, he contacted me saying that a few of those things actually happened. He actually met a billionaire, having some deals that's going to be happening soon. And we did another mind movie for him to make some new ones. And so yeah, he actually worked for him, and he sent me pictures too. I have pictures that he sent me about the person he met, and he was very excited about that happening so fast. And that's what it is the mind believes it, you're gonna get it fast, but you gotta feel it too.
For someone who never meditate before, how would you describe meditation to them? And what benefit did you found from meditations within the last few years? Is it improved concentrations, focus, inner peace? What's other thing that you can see, like compared to the life before that you had was really busy?
So yeah, I used to have a busy life. I used to be an entrepreneur with like 3 salon and a beauty school, had to manage at the same time, and employees and all that stuff. So I've been stressed was stressed for 15 years doing the industry, beauty industry. So after I got out of there, I really want to change everything by being stressed. So I read meditation was a good thing. So I tried it. And the thing with meditation was it really helped me control my mind and my thoughts, because before my thoughts were everywhere, just like thinking of one thing and another second later. So being able to meditate helped me to see my thoughts calm and just let them go. But before I couldn't do that, but now I can actually do it. It takes practice, like everything else. I remember the first time meditating, I couldn't do it for 1 minute. That's it. But I tried more and more. But really, I was doing was finding those hacks that would make it easier. So I would lock myself in the closet and just be pitch black and put headset on, mask on still, and just sit there. And I keep doing it, but it worked. Just having like beats, binaural beats that help me stay focused, just doing it. But meditation is the number one thing to do, because we think too much, that, and we shouldn't think, because when we think is always unnecessary thoughts that doesn't matter anyway. So I'm still working on it, but I'm getting much better at acknowledging those thoughts and let them go. But it's still a process. Nobody's perfect yet, but with practice, you can be much better than how you were. It's guaranteed that if you do meditation for a year, your life's going to change. Guaranteed. There's no chance that it doesn't change. Is 100% guaranteed, proven to. You meditate every day for a whole year, you'll be a different person. And I did. I was like, let me test this out, and I can explain that. Yeah, I can prove that. Yeah, I'm a completely different person. If you ask my friend that knows me before, they'll be like, yeah, this is a different person. Changing your mindset, control your thoughts, and this is the best thing.
So when you first start, did you start with guided, silent, or did you just start straight with the binaural beat?
I sort of guided, because guided actually helped me like think less, because somebody's talking to your ear, so you can follow what they're saying. So I didn't get that distracted. I started with this guy called his name is Vishen Lakiani. He's a founder of a company called Mind Valley, which is a real good company that I really love. Like I really believe in the message. And after reading his book, he was an expert on meditation, and his book really connected with me the way he explained everything. And I realized that, hey, I can meditate too. I can learn this thing. And this is how I started really, with his meditation. It's called the 6 phase meditation that I used for about a year every day. It's a 20-minute meditation. And I really love that meditation because it goes through 6 different phases of your life that you have to go through to in the meditation. And he just guides you through it easily. So the first one, I think, is compassion for yourself. You go through being compassionate for yourself. Second one's about gratitude for yourself and the things you already have. Third one's about forgiveness, forgiving the person that hurt you, that or on an event that hurt you as well. Just let him go, because he's already gone, he's already passed, so let it go. So forgiveness. And after that, there's a phase about visualizing your perfect day. How would perfect day look like? Because sometimes we know what a day is, but we don't know the perfect day is. So by imagining the perfect day, you're actually going to have that perfect day, because you're already in an elevated state, so you're happy. So then you think of your day, it's like, yeah, I'm going to do this and that, and it's still in a happy state. So you're going to be happy and focus on what your day is going to be. And also there's one about the three years visualization. Where do you see yourself in 3 years? How you look like, what you're doing, where you're living, and seeing that. So it's important for us to have this vision of the future. That way we can map it, we can create it, right? So 3 years, then 1 day, and then the last phase is about a blessing. So after you've done your meditation, is a blessing about everything, and bless your body and send out blessing for everybody. And this is the meditation. It takes 20 minutes. It's awesome. I did it for like a year, and it really changed my meditation habit. Now I don't need to do guided no more. I can do by myself and just be silent. And I can just stay there, and I have that feeling. I just know that meditation feeling, and when I enter it, I can just sit there for an hour, hour or two sometimes.
When you first meditate, how long, like if you were doing it daily, how long Like, is it weeks or months before you was able to sit for 20 minutes? Because for some people, even like you said, 1 minute, 5 minutes is very, very hard for them. And they try for a week or a few times and they give up.
Well, it's really finding the way that helps you and not judging your meditation habit. If you know, if everything takes time, right? Like a bicycle, you can just ride a bike in one day, right? So just the same thing. Meditate. Maybe it takes you 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and then the next week's 1 minute again. As long as you just sit down and try, I feel this is the thing, the discipline. Do it for 1 month. Give yourself a challenge. Let me meditate 1 month and see the improvement in my life. Because when you see the change, you're gonna want to do it more. You're gonna want to keep the habit. This is what happened to me. After 1 month, I was like, hey, I feel good. I love the feeling. How can I get this feeling again? This is why actually I went and did yoga, because meditation felt so good. And I was like, oh, when I do yoga, after yoga, I feel the same way. And after yoga, I can meditate even better, because what yoga did was really make my body tired and my mind calm. And once I was done with yoga, I was so relaxed, and then I had the best meditation. My first day in yoga, this is why I decided to do yoga every day and to actually become an instructor. After just doing yoga for about, like, I think a month, I already knew that I want to become an instructor. One was to learn about yoga, because it was still a new thing for me. And also the second thing was to teach people. And also because I saw how when you're in yoga class, you can give out some advice or some tips. And because you're doing yoga, you're so receptive to those thoughts. And this is what I like about good instructors in yoga. They really feed you those little seeds of spirituality and you're good and all that stuff. And I felt like it was the best practice for me to share my word at that time. So I became an instructor, and now I can actually teach yoga.
So you were saying that you did silent and the guided. Now do you still do both now? And what's other different you find when you do the guided and the silent one?
Silent one, I feel like I connect more with myself, with my the thoughts and the ideas that I'm trying to work on right now, and really focus on that. And the guided is always is I know what to expect with the guided. I feel it's like it's gonna take me somewhere and I'm gonna be there, but with the silence, it's always different. And I don't know. I feel I still use both, depending which one, but I go back and forth. Also, like Dr. Joe Dispenza meditation, they're real good too. So there's so many out there, we just because I get bored too sometimes after doing the same thing over and over. But with all the things that's out there, there's so many you can try. But silence is the easiest one because you don't need anything. You just sit down and do it. Also, the walking meditation when I just walk outside.
With the walking one, I want to talk a little bit more about it because people don't understand a lot about the walking meditation. How can you meditate when your eyes are open? Can you explain a little bit in your view how you do your own walking meditations and how is it different than before when you just do, a relaxing walk and a walking meditation, the differences that you find for yourself?
I think before relaxing walk is just walking and still being in your head, be still be outside. But now with walking meditation is just really just walking, but observing everything and listening to everything at the same time. It's not my point when before I didn't get it. Like how people were saying, like, just sit and just listen to the bird and listen to the trees. I was like, oh, I don't get it. But now I actually get it. Like when I go out, I can actually hear the bird, singing. I pay attention to those things. It's like it's different, and this is how walk meditation is for me. Is just to be aware, but and present, and just walking and acknowledging everything that happened, but let it go. So it's like that's what you see. You see a car pass by. Yeah, it's a nice car. The thoughts comes in, but just let it go. I'm not gonna think about the car anymore. It's gone. And same thing with everything around. You're just walking like, but instead of just looking at that thing and just going that thought and just thinking more about that thing. So it's really learning to let it go that way. And I couldn't do it before. I feel like walking meditation is easier now. After that, I know how to meditate like silently or with my eyes closed. Walking became easier.
The main thing I always say with the meditation for a lot of people is discipline and commitment. Is that the same for you as well?
Yes, this is right. You gotta do both because you don't you're committed. You're gonna get out of it because it's so hard. Meditation is the hardest thing. Is to be at peace with the mind when the monkey brain is just going crazy all the time, right? How can you shut up the monkey? So it's meditation. It's just the monkey always gonna be there. The ego is always gonna be there, but it's knowing that it's there and just knowing that, hey, let me sit here and meditate, and then when I'm done, I just go back to what I'm supposed to do, and just trying it though, right? Just putting the work in. Like Dr. Joe said, you got to put the work in to see result.
Can you explain a little bit about binaural beat and how that helps you and what it is?
It's pretty much what it is our mind is all frequency and vibration. So what binaural beats does is it connects to your alpha state or theta state, whichever binaural you listen to. It matches the beat of when you are meditating. So that's just is matching the beat pretty much. So let's say to be meditating perfectly, I mean like in the meditating strengths, you have to be in alpha state of mind. So you listen to alpha beats, binaural beats, it's gonna your ears gonna hear the beat already. So then your brain gonna start to match that wave. And once you match it, you'll be in alpha wave brain, which is then you'll be it'd be easier for you to meditate because most of the time you don't listen to those binaural beats. You try to get to the alpha state wave way length. You don't know what it is. You still like try to figure it out, but if you have it in your mind, I mean, you in your ears, then it can match easier that way. Because I really find it easier for me to do that. Like I could just put it on. I just go into a trance. It just like take me somewhere. Just because I'm just matching with the brainwave. I'm gone. So that helps a lot. I started with that in the beginning. A lot of that.
Do you find that's quite different than what people call frequency, like the number frequency 52847HZ and stuff like that?
It's all the same. I feel it's just depending how they mix the wavelength to it. Some people add music to it. Some is just the beat itself. I was using this thing was just alpha brainwave, just like make one sound. One thing I did too, I remember was I learned through Mind Valley. There was an event in LA, and they had a Dr. Silva. I don't know who you know who he is, but he's like a, a guy on meditation and hypnosis. So we did a class like that. It was a workshop, and we did this meditation that actually there was actually a brainwashing. He brainwashed us to be able to meditate or come or be relaxed in 3 seconds. And I think I can still do that. By just counting your head backward, 3, 2, 1, and you can just go to that state. So there's so many different ways to train your mind to become a good meditator. And in the beginning, that's what I did. I just researched everything possible that will make it easier, and I did that. So maybe that helps too. That I got brainwashed into being more relaxed and be able to meditate faster using this method, which is real famous. Came up in the 70s. It's called the Silva Methods, and it's been real popular and real famous about it. And I think there's some video online too on YouTube. They can listen to it and get that recording and that brainwash thing that they do. And the more you do it, the better it will get too. And I did that for in the beginning, and it works. And people that did in the group too, it worked for them too, and it's powerful. People can meditate. They have to find different ways. There's so many different ways. Just try different things. Don't get like stuck on trying one thing and say it doesn't work and give it up.
When I used to meditate before, I didn't concentrate on the heart chakra a lot. I didn't know a lot about it. But lately, since Dr. Joe work, I've opened up to other teachers, start to notice they all talk about the heart center. Even you said Tai Chi is about the heart. If anyone who doesn't know much about it, how would they breathe or connect to the heart from your view when you do yours? Can you explain a little bit about it?
For me, I try to like really feel the heartbeat, and this is how I know that the heart is connected. And it's due to the breathing when I start to like calm down the breath, and it's more in coherence. Actually, I have a tool too that I got before to help me practice was from the heart math. It was you connect with your phone and just actually show you the wave of your brain, of your heart and your breath. And I practiced with that for a little bit, and I found that it was getting pretty even. And that's just how I I knew that was in coherence in my heart. Because before I didn't really know. It was like, am I or not? It's hard to tell. But that too kind of like show me, because I'm a visual person. So when I see it, it's like, okay, I'm good. So now that's why I used to. And after using it, I figured that I was good. Shows you that you're in coherence. I mean, your heart and your breath is matching, and your brain. So this is when you're in a good state. You're in alpha.
And what does it mean by when you're in alpha?
It's like it's a brainwave when you just relax. It's the brain where there's no, you just even flow. It's even breath, even flow, even brainwave. So it's a good state to be in, because a lot of time we know in alpha we're just like this. So it's too hectic. It's not even. Your breath is shallow and your heart beats too fast. But when you're alpha, your breath slows down and your brainwave is just more like an even wave, you know. And this and when you go to the even I mean it goes from alpha, then it goes down to what was the next one, theta. The next one after that, which is even harder to get, is when you really meditating, you reconnected with source. But that's with practice you get there.
With the ADHD, you can do something for 100 days or 10 days, 30 days. How did you be able to discipline yourself?
It's time to get there, but I mean it's been 2 years, and I think after 1 year, actually 2020 is when I started to give myself those goals in the first of the month, right, first of January, and I started to be more disciplined. I put on my board, okay, work out every day, like this is what I put, and that's why I said, okay, let me do push up for 30 days, and I started doing that, and that gave me the drive until I pushed myself more, doing like cold showers. Like, let me do cold shower for 30 days, things like that, right? And from that point on, it's just like keep building up, because all the books I read is about discipline. And also one thing that I actually started doing 2 years ago was I did yoga and Tai Chi. Tai Chi was the thing that really got me the discipline, because doing Tai Chi the first 6 to 8 months, I was doing the same thing. I didn't get anything. I didn't understand what we were doing. But after I had to do a demonstration, it was an anniversary event. So the Sifu, the master, told me, "You're gonna do it." So I was like, "Oh crap!" So then it really pushed me to actually learn and understand what we were doing, and because of that, I actually got it. And after that, okay, now I get it. So now everything takes time, discipline. This is what we got me to understand that we don't learn everything in one day. It takes time, repetition. That's how the mind works. And by doing it more often and often, and the mind and the body becomes one, and understand that this is normal, this is good for us. Let's continue. And I'm at a point now when I can pick up anything new now and be stuck for 30 days for sure and try it out. But it took me about a year, and we've been disciplined. But one thing with me was that I don't have kids. I'm not married. It's a lot easier, because when I moved to California, it was just me and my dog. So that's something that made it easier and faster. So if people have the chance to really isolate themselves and just be with themselves, I think it's the best way to learn about you and to grow, to really have all the distraction out of you and just really focus on what you want to do. And this is what I did. I really disconnected myself from everybody and TV, everything, and really just focus on what I wanted to learn. And this is why I feel that I really got where I'm at faster and understanding it better, because I really wanted to, and no distraction. That's the thing. That was my path. So, because I really analyzed my life, because I had so much stress before. So this time I was like, let me change it. Let me make it as stressless as possible. And this is what I did. So, and that works too. And this is how you manage to be happy, is eliminate all the stressors out your life. And I did that one by one, and now I'm happy. I'm like, yeah, there's no more stress. I can be happy, can be who I am, and live my life.
Before you got to where you are now, first started and when you changed your career, how did you keep a positive mind to be able to make the journey flow? Because you have to be loving what you do, like you said, to be able to create those wonderful movies.
It took some time. Each movie took a while to make. I wasn't sure yet. I was just making them, and I was doing it with no expectation, pretty much. I was just doing it. It was just I was enjoying it and just put it out there. I didn't care. That's why a lot of them had bad spelling, because I suck at spelling, and people always say something. But hey, this is just me. I I don't care about the spelling yet, but later on I'll improve it. But this is why I didn't care. I created it. I put it out there because we are creators, right? But what's the point to create something and then you realize that you don't like it and not put it out there? You wasted that energy that you invested, that you were in flow state probably, connected and created this piece of art, but then your ego came along, say, "Ah, it's not good," and you throw it away. When that piece of art could have helped somebody, maybe, right? But then you throw it away, and now you're helping nobody. So that's what I feel now. It's just like I don't care what it is. I'm still gonna put it out. If it feels good to me, if I like it, I'm gonna watch it again and again. Yeah, so I'm gonna put it out there. So I'm still gonna put stuff that I will watch, not something that people will hate. I still have a kind of ego still, but this is me, perfectionist sometimes, and this I want to put something that's good, is valuable, because everybody's time is valuable. I don't want to waste your time watching a movie that you didn't learn anything or didn't feel anything for. So I'm trying my best to not cause that. I feel I've been pretty successful lately. Like, I mean, there's not that many thumbs down. This is how I know that people actually like what I do. It's like it's good. So the support just came afterwards. I feel people know they they see what you do, why you do it, and then they follow you from that. Because my expectation was not to be famous on YouTube. I never thought that. When I started, it was just to help people out and just put out my workout. And this is what I was doing with no expectation. And things just start happening. And it took 2 years to be where I'm at right now. So I was patient. I just kind of knew what I wanted to do, my goal. And I was just doing that, going towards it somehow. Like I knew I was going to make an app somehow, someday, but I didn't know how yet or what's going to be in it until I started doing more my movies and then realizing what people like, people wanted. And now I know. So now it's in the process. Before that, I didn't know. So just got to know, live your life with the end in mind. This is what Steve Jobs says. It's what I try to do. I read his quotes, like, this is interesting. So this is the end goal, the app. So now it's going to work the way backward and try to figure out how to get there.
Yeah, so it's like people saying a delivery package. You go to Amazon, you order a package. You don't know how they're going to deliver it. You know it's going to come. So for you, you're going to have an app, but you don't know how things going to
Yes.
get there.
To be that way, I used to be impatient because ADHD, we all like that. We have this condition. We want things right away. We just want it now, and we just and as I was before. But this time I changed really. I was like, okay, now because they say you gotta enjoy what you do. So I really wanted to not care about it and just not judge myself for doing or not, and just trusting the universe. Really let it flow and just enjoy the journey. Because what's the point to think of tomorrow if the app's gonna make it not good or not? Because nobody knows the future. So I figured, like all those teaching, they would say that live in the moment and don't worry too much about the future if it's gonna be good or not, because nobody knows. I mean, all the books I read, I mean, 99% of those successful people all meditate. There's a reason why. We got to clear our mind. We got to empty those thoughts that don't need to be there so that it's clear. So what you actually want to manifest, you can put it in there and get it, right? Most people, what they do, the first, like Dr. Joe said, they pick up the phone and look at their feed and feeding all that bad negativity. You never get what you want in your dreams. So it's really have to reprogram our mind.
3 years ago, you weren't doing this stuff. That's why your life was different. Yeah.
I was not happy. I was doing good, but I was not happy. I was keep being to a direction that it was not the right direction. And actually, when I started becoming spirituality more, I mean the spiritual aspect, I didn't know about it before. I didn't believe in that. But with all the teaching and everything and yoga, I started to look into that more. And when I understand that concept, I believed in it. I was like, that makes sense. And adding those two together really made me grow faster. I'm still, I mean, I won't say I'm religious, but I know that I understand there's a higher power now. I get it. Before I didn't know. I didn't know what it was about. I never read about it. Nobody told me what it was. So I just didn't know. But now I understand the core concept that we are human living, I mean, soul living a human experience. So now that I understand that, it just changed my mindset so big with that one, because now I feel like the life is a game. That we just soul living this human experience. So it doesn't matter what happened. Just learn. If something doesn't work out, then it's okay. It's just you're learning. It's a game, and then just learn from it. And just tomorrow is a different day, different game. Continue the journey instead of always like holding on to those bad things that happen to you and just who cares? It happens, let it go and keep going. And this is what I like now, is living life like it's a video game, or like a game that, just we're just happy to be here. Before I was depressed, complaining, negative. This is the reason at the beginning I couldn't put myself on camera, because I never liked to be on camera, because the ego was always saying like, what people gonna think? They're gonna say this of you. And so it took me a while to actually be comfortable, like 2 years. Like now I'm like, okay, I'm ready now. 2 years, I'm ready. Let me show who I am, and share my message finally. Like open my mouth and share what I had to say. I don't want to die with all this knowledge that I accumulated to reading books or listening to podcasts. I want to share what I've learned, and this is what life is about. Not dying with your knowledge. That's
Mm.
selfish, right?
From our conversations, I've noticed that you mentioned you have ADHD. Having ADHD when you were younger, how does that affect you as a teenager? And how did you find out you have ADHD?
Well, like I didn't really know I had it as a kid until I started to think about my past. How I remember that. Yeah, I could never concentrate in school. School was hard, especially in France. France is so much harder than America. And like after failing the first year too, and also like my dad was not helpful either. He was always, because I was failing. My sister, I had two older sisters that were smarter than me and was going good grades. And I always felt like I was a dumb one. Like never get good grade. My dad would say I was stupid, saying things too. So really hurting me and really make me believe that it was me. So yeah, after like failing 1 year, then I start to get like depressed, not good in school. I hated school in France. So when the opportunity was to come to America to change it, to try something different, that's why I really came here, because I was not good in school there. It was too hard. And it's weird that when I came to America, I really tried to change it. Okay, let me get better. And I got better at school actually in America, because the school here was easier somehow. It's so weird that it was easier in America than in France. And I was able to finish school. And that helped me after that.
So, for parents who are listening to this and they have ADHD kids, what sort of message did you want to give to them if their kids are not doing well at school, like yourself, but you're very successful now and you are able to find your dreams?
Yeah, so I feel like, yeah, we shouldn't see it as a curse, like a disorder or something bad. When we actually see that it's actually a superpower. It's actually people with that condition can be really successful. Like we talk about those famous people, like for example, Michael Phelps is an Olympic swimmer, won what, 23 gold medals. You had ADHD, right? Albert Einstein was one of them too. He had ADHD. Bill Gates, Michael Jordan, Justin Timberlake in this area. There's a lot of famous people that had that condition and still managed to be successful. But how they became successful was tapping into what they actually love and just channeling that HDHD energy into that instead, and they became successful. And I feel it's what I did too in my life, was everything I did was being focused in doing it. But now that I found my passion, my purpose, I feel it's gonna be limitless. And I'm happy that I am HDHD. I'm gonna be focused into this new dream and this new goal, and it's gonna go far until that's the thing. It's the magic of this condition. That's why we should just help our kid find what they are good at and just let them create, because HDHD is about creativity too. A lot of those kids are just so creative, and going to school is not for them. Nobody is meant to be learning in school and become a doctor or a lawyer and just go to school for 20 years. Some kids are just good at different things. We just let them explore themselves. We just got to be witnessing them and just helping them find themselves, but not judging them for not being smart enough like the other kids. And I feel like when we start to understand that everybody is different, and just really understand that the mind of everybody is different. And but the thing is, the magic is trainable. We can change it, but first we gotta see what the problem is, and accept it. And whatever it is, it's still changeable.
Yeah, because I find a lot of ADHD people are quite creative. And I think that's one of the reason why the work you're doing now, you are so into it as well, because it's an art form as well that you're creating
Yes, it really
movies and
opened my creative part of it, because before I really didn't express myself creatively I never thought was good enough. Like I always had that judgment of myself. But my sisters, they're super, they're super good at art and creative. And I always feel like my art was never good enough compared to theirs. So I always like say, oh, I'm not good. But I always had the drive. I always had the joy of drawing and making art, but always a judgment, the ego. But now I'm like, okay, now I find a medium that I like, that I can express myself, and people like it, you know. So that's what I'm doing now. I mean, it took me what I was 35 or 36 until I found that passion. You know, that's why it's never too late. You don't have to find your passion when you're teenager. Nobody knows. It takes time, but just gotta try all those things that we like. You know, that's the only way you find it.
There's a lot of research about ADHD and meditations. So this is for like, viewers that's adults, teenagers as well. They find it's very hard to concentrate at school. How is it that you able to continue and be disciplined and commitment with your meditations? As it's quite hard for us because I have ADHD as well. Is that because of the mind movie combining with the meditations?
From everything is the discipline and the repetition. Like I feel like my body now, my mind's got used to meditation. That if I sit still, it just knows that okay, it's meditation time, and then the thoughts kind of goes away. It just took time. I mean, yeah, two years now, yeah. So that's the thing I would say.
So did your meditations, the yoga, the Tai Chi started before you started the mind movie?
I started everything at the same time. This is the thing with me was I came to California. I was like, let me do everything that people say is good to do, and just try it all. So I did Tai Chi class, and then yoga class on the same week. I did everything, and just meditation. I went to try like float tank. When you go inside, just like Epsom salt, you just float, because they say when you go to those, it helps you meditate easier because you deprive yourself from your senses, so you just there with your mind and just pitch black. Try those two for like for a month. I loved it. It was different, but yeah, I try everything possible that will help me calm down my mind and understand this meditation. Because in the beginning, I sat down and meditated, but I didn't know I was doing it right. I just sat down and just the time went by. I was happy. It's been 10 minutes.
So start off with your books that you've read and everything that you've read all said about meditations. And then that's how you try many different tools to see if you can quiet the mind down, even though you know you have ADHD.
I just want to find something that work and just keep learning and reading and trying until I find something that that worked, and reading more books that tells about how hard meditation is. It's not something you can pick up in one day. All those monks or those everybody that meditates, it takes time. It's an art, but once you can master part of it, your life is beautiful because you don't have those thoughts anymore, right?
Yeah, because I find with ADHD, a lot of people take medications as well, and they find like their life, it's very hard because other people that they live with or their partner don't understand their mind is constantly running and they don't have the tools to be able to quiet down. So meditations, and you and me are one of the people, and there's many others around, prove that meditation does work, and it does work for people who have ADHD, and you can quiet the mind down. But it's harder for us because we have to try so many different tools to find the right one that works for us, and there's no one for all. So do you find with meditation it helps you when you editing the videos?
Meditation does help me like empty the mind before I start the project. That way I don't have all those thoughts.
Mm.
But most of the time when I really enjoy doing the movies, it just flows. So I don't even know what I'm doing sometimes. To question myself when I do it, I just do it. But back in the days, it would be different. I would do something, be like, that's not good. Let me try something else. But now I was like, no. I felt like follow your intuition. They would say, right? If it feels right, just this is right,
Mm.
right? This is what I'm doing now. I really follow my intuition when I create something, and just follow
Listen,
my gut feeling. It's good, you know.
your Tai Chi, I think you were saying that it helps you with the breathing technique. So what
Yeah.
sort of breathing technique did you do in Tai Chi when you first started?
That was pretty much my first class in Tai Chi, and then I learned about abdominal breathing, which is normal breathing. Actually, it's called, which is breathing from your abdomen. It's breathing through your nose, into your nose, and out through your nose only. Never using the mouth. So the master said to put your tongue under the palate so that no air can come off your mouth. And I started after I learned that, I did that. I still do it now. I have a habit now to put my tongue behind my teeth so that only air comes off my nose. And I learned to breathe from my stomach. So when you breathe in, your stomach expands. When you breathe out, your stomach goes in like a balloon. So when you watch a newborn breathe, this is how they breathe. This is the normal breathing. But with time, we got stress, and we learn to breathe the wrong way with the chest. So most people breathe from the chest, and this is why I feel that people cannot meditate because they don't have enough breath, because the breath is too shallow. They maybe have only 2 seconds in and out, which is too short. So now I can go longer. It's because I train my breathing. I can go 10 seconds out, even longer sometimes. I try to only get like 3 breaths a minute sometimes before I meditate. Is the best way to meditate faster. Because I feel to meditate faster actually is really to control the breath in the beginning. That's why control the breath and the heart. So slowing down the heart and slowing down your breath. Those in combination will help you meditate faster. And Tai Chi will help me to breathe correctly now. Now I can breathe correctly, and every way you look at it, even in yoga, the breath is the same thing. It's the number one thing. They call it life. Prana is called the breath, which is life. Without breath, you die. So it's the most important thing of life. And really, when I got that concept of the breath, a story was about, like, for example, how dogs breathe, right? They breathe fast, like how long they live, 10, 15 years, that's it, because they have short breath. When you compare it to a turtle, they breathe like one breath every 3 minutes. They live hundreds of years. That's why human is important to breathe correctly, because most of us are trying to breathe from our mouth, which is the wrong way. Because you look at animals, no animal breathe from their mouth. It's natural to breathe from the nose only from when you like try to exhale some air, but to be relaxed is always from the nose. And when you learn to practice breathing normally from your nose 24/7, this is when you can be calm, because I have no stress anymore because I know how to breathe. Every time the stress come along is when your breath is too shallow and your heart is being too fast. So when I feel that way, I just relax and just breathe in and then breathe out. Do that for about like 5 times, and after that, it just goes away. And this is what I learned from Tai Chi, pretty much.
With Tai Chi and yoga, for someone who hasn't done that before or they only do yoga, can you explain a little bit different between the two and the benefit of it, just briefly?
So both are, I mean, the breath is the most important part of both, martial art, yoga. Yoga is more like energy that you manifest from the outside in, and Tai Chi is more like the energy that is inside your body already that you're controlling within you. So you can actually control it. You can actually move your energy any way you want. Let's say you have a blockage on your legs, you can actually move the energy down. Both practice is about being grounded and breathing. They're both similar but different. But at the end of the day, it's the same story. It's managing your breath for relaxation. Tai Chi, that's why when you see people like moving and doing like Tai Chi on the street, at the park, is they moving breath to movement. They just every breath just flows. That means they're present. They're just flowing with their breath. They go each movement, and this is how you get calm. Moving actually helps you calm faster instead of just sitting still and try to stay still. By learning to move like intentionally and with your breath, it just makes you meditate. This is why Tai Chi is so popular in China, and see how many people are doing it, because it's the one thing that helps them calm their mind down. I feel like yoga is more about getting your energy to flow evenly in your body because of a muscle are not like a stretch, need to be stretched out, and if you don't stretch out, then there's a blockage of energy, and yoga helps deblocking those blockage, because when you have an even flow everywhere, this is when your blood and the air flows evenly, and this is how your body stay calm and not stressed. So it's really to manage the breath and the heart. Even Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about that. Breath and heart coherence. When those two matches is when everything happens perfectly. There's no stress, there's nothing happening. those really helped me manage my breath and manage everything else. So it was a good thing that I did both, try both and really learn both of them. And this is why I feel like people should really look into those things and that people say works about, breath works and all those things related. And one day I really want to invent something. I'm going to incorporate yoga and touch it together, because whatever I learned that works for me, I'm going to share what I've learned. Because even though it's different practice, a lot of those things are similar. So it's finding the similarity and combining different things together to make it a different art form and something that's easier and just more efficient for people to meditate. That's what I feel is important to find. And also incorporating our break works too, like Wim Hof, the Wim Hof technique is good too. So a lot of those are similar too. In yoga, we do the same thing. There's some breath work we do just like Wim Hof. It's technically the same in different areas.
So, in 3 words, how would you describe meditation?
Meditation, I would say like peace, calm, and happiness. Right? Because when you actually reach that state of like meditation, you're just in bliss. You're just happy to be there. Yeah. So if you want to be happy, learn to meditate. This is what's gonna help. It's gonna make it better.
Is there any example that you could share that meditations or, quantum movie has helped you in your life?
Yes, it really helped me be more calm and just accepting what is, and just there's nothing else you can do, and just accepting the present, whatever happened, and finding the silver lining in everything. That's what I like to do now. Everything that's bad is not bad. There's always something good into it. And when I start to think that way, life is better. Like you think like, oh, it happened for a reason. I learned from this, and then let it go. And that's what meditation really taught me, is to be more calm and more peaceful, and everything got related to that, to the spirituality aspect of it too, by learning about us, about being human and just living this life happily. Because they say heaven is the way on earth. We just gotta see it, but we don't see it. So now I see it, kind of like, okay, I see it. It's the best place for it to be right now.
So you've been reading a lot of books, and you were saying before that is it a whole year that you did
I
one
did
book a week? Yeah.
one book a week. I still do that many. I feel like I still do one book a week.
Can you give some example of some of your favorite book that you feel that has changed your life, or that, got you started? I think you mentioned Dr. Joe book before. Is there any other books that really jump out for you, and what's happening, in the last 3 years that one book a week has changed you? What sort of things do you notice the most?
One of the book that I started with first was called The Code of the Extraordinary Mind. That's from Vishen Lakhiani, Mind Body CEO, founder. So that one I really relate to him. So that was the first one I read. And after that, Dr. Joe came after that, actually, Becoming Supernatural. That really got me to think differently about the mind and how we can mold our future. And from that, after that, I want to read more about something spiritual. So I got recommended this book called The Seat of the Soul, and that one really opened my mind into like about the human experience, on how we all here to remember what we forgot and learning life. And also Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, to be more present. And with those books, I feel was very impactful into the way I live now. And I still read those books more and more. Like I have on audibles. Those books are the one that I actually listen more than once. Like Eckhart Tolle or The Silver Soul, I listen to those like 5 or 6 times, to really get the message. And so that's the book that I started with. Well, after reading, like, I think now I'm over maybe 80 or 90 books that I've listened to or read. And all the books, after having that many, read that many, the story is the same, the message is the same. So the thing is, once you start reading more books, you're going to start to understand life with different goggles, because especially when you see it through different people's eyes, you understand that your life or my life is similar to them. So there's nothing to be worried about. It's normal. And this is why now I'm so confident about life, because I understand how life can be, how difficult it can be, but also how rewarding it can be when you do the right thing and follow your purpose or passion. So after I learned that, I just now it's really hard for me to be angry or sad because I know that everything can be changed. And just yeah, that's why books is so important. I hated books before, but now I love them. Every time I'm reading, I'm so excited because I'm going to learn something new. I'm going to change my life and I'm going to share something new for somebody. And now that's why I said books is the best thing. And with the tool we have, you don't have to read anymore. Just can listen to them.
So do you find like every time you listen to a book again, you take in different messages?
Yes, exactly. You always, because the book is so long. It's like, hours sometime. And like we have that condition. Sometimes we don't get the right information on time. And that's what's important to listen more than once. I feel like one time is not enough. You might get some like little seed, little nuggets there, but to really understand the concept, you need to get more than once.
How did you got interested in doing that? Yeah.
So from an interview that I saw, they were talking about, leaders are readers, and that the most successful CEO read one books a week. So I was like, all right, let me try it, and that's how I started really to, because there was a point I wanted to change. So I want to change everything that I didn't do, I was going to do. I hated books. I'm going to love books now, and we changed our mindset, because obviously after 35 years of doing what I did before, I was just okay. It wasn't that great. So I feel like there was better way. So now I was really digging to the thing that successful people do, and books was one of them. And I really believed in it. Okay, let me really try this time to get those messages in those books. Yeah, 50 books a year. One the first year, I think. It was good. It was a good challenge that I actually did, and continue now. I love those books now. Every week I have like, I'm excited to find a new one, or listen to a new one. Always learning, like, because I love driving now, because I hated driving before, but now with traffic, especially in LA, I love it. I'm like, okay, so it's an hour drive. I listen to my book for 1 hour, and I get excited not to actually go on the road, because using that dead space when people just sit in the car, just doing nothing, and listen to music or complain about traffic, I'm listening, and I'm learning. And it's the best thing.
So you use every minutes of your day doing things that you enjoy and love. That's the one things I want people to realize as well. It's not just meditations. You're retraining your brain to enjoy every minutes of things that you're doing. And if there's something that you don't like that you'd have to do, then you find a way that you actually can enjoy that particular things that you don't like driving, like you said.
Enjoy the tasks that we don't like sometimes. Be more present. Even like doing dishes sometimes you just don't like it, but you're just present doing it. You can just have fun doing it. Just everything can be fun, but we make it not fun in our mind. And we the master of our mind. If something we really don't like, just then don't do it. Do something else. The magic of audibles, you can multitask a little bit. You can still listen, but doing something you don't like, and you still can listen and learn and get that information. Back then, with just books only, you really have to sit there and read and focus that time into reading that book. So now we have a good tool. Might as well use it. It's there for us to use.
How did you come across Dr. Joe Dispenza work in his book?
Okay, so during my self development journey in the beginning, I came upon this channel, Tom Bio, with the impact theory, and he invited Dr. Joe on the show. So I watched the interview, and I loved it. I just loved all the things he talked about. And he was on the show because he has his book, presenting his book. So after the show, I just went and got the book. And this is how I started with Dr. Joe.
What's your favorite book from Dr. Joe? Is that the Supernatural or is there
Yeah,
anything else?
supernatural one. The placebo, I like it too. It makes a lot of sense. Those two are good, but that's only two that I have.
Have you done his workshop? And if you did, what's your experience with it?
Hmm. Yeah, I've done his workshop. After reading his book and then doing his workshop, it was actually better, because sometimes the book you read it is like so much detail, so much like scientific things in there that you can get lost into it. But when you listen to a workshop and watch him and explain every single detail, then you get it better. And then in the live event also nice too, when he actually do the meditation there, you get all the energy. It feels good. So, But yeah, those two in combination was a good thing. I really love to I love going to workshop. I feel like it's the best way to learn and get the energy and connect with people, and especially seeing people that actually want to heal and grow. That you're not the only one. That's why I love the energy in workshops.
So with your quantum movie, the first one that you had, was it Dr. Joe Dispenza one that you created?
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. Can you talk a little bit about it? Is that inspire you from the book or his meditations, or how did you got into the quantum movie, the mind movie stuff?
Yeah, that's from his book, from like the thing that he says in there, and I just put like kind of summarize the thing he says about the space and the no thing, no time, and that's how I started with that my movie. And after that, just start to put the things that can relate to me. That's what was like Paris in there, and then I put places I want to go. You know, Bali and all those places, exotic places, nice penthouse apartment. That's how I started the first one.
Is there any meditations from Dr. Joe that you really like?
The one with the energy center, that was a good one.
How has Dr. Joe works changed your life?
I feel like it changed a lot because it really changed me from who I am today. You know, really finding my true self. Before I didn't know who I was. You know, especially watching my movies. It was about material stuff or a lot of different things that now it doesn't matter to me. Now I really find what really matters. You know, to me in life. You know, and it's really going through the teaching and the self-discovering to this teaching that you can actually go deep and find who you are, and that helped. You know, now I know who I am, and I'm excited that it's because of him that I'm doing a quantum movie. That's a proof that it worked for me, and changing my life. I want to change people's life, the same thing.
Is there anything else you would like to share?
I feel like we can all change the way we live. You know, we shouldn't be stuck living a life we're not happy with. You know, when we realize that everything comes from the mind, that unhappiness and all those bad feelings can be changed with just like a flip of the thoughts. But it's we're learning how to do it, and it's there's tools out there, and I want to be here to help people, you know, showing what I've been through and help and sharing the tools that I learn and making new tools too that are going to help people. And this is what my purpose I feel is now is using my gift into helping others get enlightened and open their mind and eyes into living a life that they deserve, you know. We all deserve to be happy and it's possible.
Thank you so much, Nicholas.
Yeah, it was fun.
Thank you. Well, good luck with your launch and everything that's happening. And thank you again for creating this wonderful, wonderful movies for the world out there. It helps a lot of people, myself as well, and my family. And I know it would be great because anything that we put out that's good and helping other people will come back to us in a, abundant way. So thank you so much.
Thank you. You're welcome. It's a pleasure. I'm just loving doing it though. You know, having fun doing it. This is the best part. You know, with no expectation.